Zidane Maru, Kevin Wekesa, Augustin Lugonzo, Risho Wangila, Ernest Obert, Austin Sikutwa, Derek Maya, Mohamed Omolo, Anitra Mabwire, Charles Tendwa, and Clinton Odiambo. Turning out for Kenya Shujaa, Benson Salem, Bush Mwali, Alvin Otieno, Colin Shikoli, Alvin Marube, Edmund Anya, Levi Amunga, Haman Humwa, Branson Madigu, Johnston Alindi, Apenius Kwesa, and Timothy Masi. The center referee for this game, ladies and gentlemen, our very own from the Kenya Rugby Referees Association, Moses Dungu.
Sevens over the past 3 days, starting with the age grade competition on Friday, and then the main competition, which encompassed fixtures in the men's and women's competitions. In our picture there, center referee rugby man through and through, as we catch a glimpse of Kevin Wumbua, one of the tacticians in charge of the Morans, who are the defending champions. Remember, they won this tournament in 2019 with a 19-14 win over South Africa in a closely contested final at the RFUA ground. Action is here, it is underway, and change of strip. It is Shujaa in the white and Morans in the black and red. And early days, early try for the man in shirt number 5, Alvin Marube, going over the whitewash barely 46 seconds into the match, giving Shujaa a 5-0 lead with the conversion to come. Well, actually, it isn't given. There will be a scrum down because of an infringement. Let's see Innocent Simiu barking his instructions to the players. Augustin Lugonzo cleaning it up for the Morans. Ball is booted downfield. The bounce of the rugby ball is eventually claimed by that man, Alvin Otieno. Definitely the crowd puller. Probably the emerging superstar now for Shujaa. And he'll be up against training mates, so there'll be a lot of familiarity in this game, and like they say, familiarity does breed contempt, so we should see a lot of passionate play between these two sides, Dan.
Indeed we will. This could be what one would call a selection of the next starting 7.
Indeed, and as we speak, Otieno just shrugs off the tackle, and eventually the try is scored for Shujaa. Edmund Anya is having a blinder of the tournament. He goes over once again, finally getting the opening try. 5-0 with the conversion to come. We are midway through the first half. This is the first of the semi-finals at the 2021 Safari Sevens. Bracing himself for the conversion is Levi Amunga. Started his club rugby at Black Blood before making the switch to KCB. An alumnus of St. Mary's Yala School and the Kenyatta University. His conversion sails wide. The scores remain 5-0 in favor of Shujaa. As you just see that again, Otieno just setting up Eddie Anya, himself an alumnus of the Strathmore School. He has risen through the ranks, representing Kenya at the under-19 level. He has been capped by the Kenya Simbas during the regime of New Zealand coaches Ian Snook and Murray Rolston, and is now part of the larger Kenya Sevens squad for the 2021-22 season.
You can see clearly the diversity that Innocent Simiu is trying to bring into the team, and breeding a new generation of Kenya Sevens players. Most of the more familiar names that we've been accustomed to over the years are phasing out, are retiring and moving on to other new endeavors. and creating room and recognition for some of the newer faces, which is very, very encouraging for Kenya Sevens.
Indeed, as play continues here, we are midway through the first half. Not the best of deliveries, but it still goes out anyway from Mohamed Omolo. And this is Morans' turn to ask questions. And this is a hard run from Hannington Wabwire. He is being chased down by Johnston Olindi, but Wabwire goes over to equalize. End-to-end stuff here at the Nyayo National Stadium in the first of the Cup semi-finals on day 2 of the Safari Sevens men's competition. Arrows Hannington Wabwire. Olindi did well to slow him down, but it wasn't enough. Wabwire had done most of the hard work, had the presence of mind to release that ball and claim it and go over the whitewash with the equalizing try.
Definitely a very, very exciting match. Sad that one of these teams will not be in the final. However, it is set up in such a manner that it should be balanced. Let's see if this conversion will go over.
That is Mohamed Omolo missing out on the conversion. It remains all square. But that was Hannington Wabwire at full pace.
Keep your fingers crossed, ladies and gentlemen. Scores tied at 5 apiece between the Kenya Morans.
It is a tight fixture, this one at the Nyayo National Stadium. Kenya Morans 5, Kenya Shujaa 5. And from the restart, the ball is claimed by Timothy Masi. Eventually, Big Haman Humwa just throwing his huge frame there as he secures that one. But guilty of infringing, Augustine Lugonzo with the quickly taken penalty. The dummy is sold by Mohamed Omolo, but he's not going to make it through the try line. Stopped virtually on the try line, but the ball is still kept alive. And this is not a second try, or is it? The bounce of the ball was good. Actually, wasn't good. He grounded the ball, Dan Otieno. Austin Sikutwa extending the lead for the Kenya Morans, who incidentally are the defending champions at the Safari Sevens.
Indeed they are, and surely you can see on the look on their faces and knowing that they are in contention for this, they are in the game. There was a slight grin that, there it is one more time. It was awarded, it was valid, but you could see on Augustine Lugonzo's face, he was definitely very, very sure of that one, and he wants this more than anything. I had a short chat with him yesterday, and he mentioned that contending for the Safari Sevens tends to bring back a sense of competition that he has missed over the years. And this is it. Definitely has his boys up to the task. One more time there, you see it. It was grounded. That bounce
obviously threw us off
completely.
But as it so stands, Mohamed Omolo has added a conversion. The score's 12-5 in favor of the Morans. Shujaa will be tasked with cutting the deficit and ending the Morans' reign as champions. That is Alvin Otieno. He was part of the Morans squad that won the title in 2019. He goes flying in the air. Not every day that you see the Buffalo being sent up in the air. He was at full pace. The penalty is awarded. Probably the intention was to play it quickly. It doesn't happen. It's still Shujaa in possession. That was Johnston Olindi just looking to get something going for his teammates. Levi Amunga presents that ball. It bounces off the chest of Alvin Otieno. And there is a break in play.
If you would notice something that we have been seeing since yesterday is that with both Kenyan teams are not using the entire width of the pitch, and at the moment, just as before the stoppage of that play, both teams are kind of bunched up towards the far end of the pitch, which is uncharacteristic for Sevens.
Indeed, and that was the last order of business in the half, and boy, oh boy, has it flown. It is the Morans leading Shujaa by 12 points to 5. We do have the second half coming up shortly. Meanwhile, you can be a part of the crowd here. Make your way down to the Nyayo National Stadium. Great rugby action, something for everyone. There is still the cup final to look forward to. But as it so stands, Morans 12, Shujaa 5. That is the halftime score.
You haven't done what you did, it's up with this rampage. You think you can just consult me with this man's spade? I'm a G, name a nigga that I can't slay. Don't think you can intimidate me, boy, this man's spray. Acha moto hapa sili bobo shante. Na hii kanairo tushafungua mabranches. Nishakumark red dot kama pantre. Kauta kizogo we comply, tuaza changle. Chukwa hii sidi sindio champes. Champes. Nah bro, you ain't no champes. 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 You cannot be champes. You ain't no champes. Champes. You gotta relax, man. You're not in this rap game, sipping on a cheap liquor. We only do champagne. Nah, brother, see, you can't say me, I just stack cake. Oh, we used to school together. Thank you for the update. You from over here.
With their halftime pep talk, it is time for the second half. We just catch a glimpse of Bush Mole. Didn't start this game. He has been thrown in by head coach Innocent Simiyu for the second half. Kevin Wambua just having a word with his charges. Mohamed Omolo getting things underway with that kick high and hanging. Claimed rather frantically by Alvin Marube. Is played down to Eddie Anya, the man who scored the opening try of this match. A try that saw Shujaa take a 5-0 lead. This is Ben Salem. Fancy footwork from Ben Salem, eventually plays in his support runner, and this is going to be the response that we had been waiting for. Alvin Marube under the sticks. The conversion is going to be critical as he cuts the deficit to 12-10. Conversion is good. It takes the score to 12-all. We do have a match on our hands. 6 minutes, 3 seconds to play in the second half. But that was Alvin Marube on the end of that killer pass, touching down to restore parity between the Morans and Shujaa. Will be another restart for Shujaa. It is claimed by Mohamed Omolo. Has also been a standout player for the Morans in this tournament. Racing down is Kevin Wekesa. This game is as physical as it gets, and the crowd is certainly enjoying. Brilliant thinking from Mohamed Omolo, but the bounce of the ball, just one bounce too far, goes out into touch. The chase was on from Hannington Wabwire, and we saw what we did earlier on when he burned Johnston Olindi in the first half.
Indeed he did. One can't help but begin to imagine the kind of team that if you were to blend both of these Shujaa and Morans, one would be able to make, and the strength that it would be able to garner going into a final here at the Safari Sevens. However, this, at the end of the day, is the decision of the coaches to separate these players and put them against each other in order for the best final selection when we now face our next HSBC Rugby Sevens circuit.
Definitely, as Shujaa make a change, Timothy Akedias Kwesa is on for Alvin Marube. The play continues. It is frenetic. 4 minutes, 29 seconds to play in the second half. Remember, if the teams are tied at the close of full time, we will go into sudden death extra time. The kick behind the defenders. The chase is on Bush Mwale, just looking to ensure that Charles Tendwa sees no ball. Ball goes out into touch. It is a Morans line out. And in a very prime area, as we just catch a glimpse of the fans who are down here at the Nyayo National Stadium, the last day of the Safari Sevens, making a return after that absence in 2020 due to the COVID-19 pandemic. That looks like Herman Humwa with blood stains on his nose.
Very interesting story. I remember one of my first encounters with nosebleed on the pitch very early on in my career, and some of the apparatus used to plug up that nosebleed had me gasping in shock.
Definitely, as we just catch a glimpse of the coaching staff there for the Kenya Morans, Paul Murunga and Kevin Wambua. Will they be able to retain this title? However, they need to win this game first. And that was not the best of decisions from Benson Salem. Shujaa still finding themselves under pressure. This is Bush Mwale, Herman Humwa, looking to release Timothy Massey. Timothy Massey electing to go into contact, and probably he had space to burn his man on the outside, but he is the ball carrier, and this is Arcadia Squesa, a man who has a pace to burn. Arcadia Squesa with a strong run. The Kenyatta University student going down under the sticks, and for the first time in this half, Shujaa are ahead. And it is that man, Arcadia Squesa.
Arcadia Squesa, ladies and gentlemen, lighting up the stadium.
Taking the scores to 17-12, Johnston Olindi.
To break the deadlock, ladies and
Well, actually, it will be Benson Salem
17.
with the conversion. It is straight between the sticks. Current scores, Shujaa 19, Kenya Morans 12.
I do believe that is Arcadia Squesa's first touch on the ball. That's exactly the kind of player that you want coming off the bench for you every single time. First touch on the ball, explicitly decisive running, and knows exactly what to do, where to go, and how to exploit the opposition's defense in order to be of utter value. Arcadia Squesa, definitely a name to watch out for in Kenya rugby future.
Definitely, he has been making waves in the Kenya Cup with Black Blood and in the Kusa student games. Alumnus of the Kakamega High School. He is undertaking his studies at the Kenyatta University, where he features for the club side Black Blood. And that was Kwesa just shrugging off the challenge, Kaba challenge that was coming through from Mohamed Omolo. And that was a big run from the explosive sprinter. Very much in the mold of former rugby player Ferdinand Omanyala, who also doubled with rugby before making his way to the athletics track.
Incidentally, who is also in attendance here today, I caught a glimpse of him earlier alongside his wife.
As the play continues, the ball is loose but eventually cleaned up for the Morans. But there was an earlier infringement there. That was Zeden Amaro, just looking to shake off his tackler.
Of course, shaking off one big Bush Mwale is a task in itself. That grip, I have encountered it before, and he wasn't going to let go for anything.
Indeed, as we just catch a glimpse of the Red Whalers and Germany, they will be going on to the field of play for the second semi-final. Meanwhile, the Morans chasing this game. We have 5 seconds left on the clock.
PS Ministry of Sports, Joe Okudo.
Not the best of deliveries. Maro making a hash of that, finding himself caught up in a spot of bother. And yes, that handling error hands Shujaa the advantage. And Shujaa have literally scraped through today, but you know, you have to have that championship mentality. We saw them grind out that result against Uganda in the Cup quarter-final. And this one, they have literally just done the same. They were stunned by the response from Morans. And, you know, just showing that pedigree, that mentality to win this game.
Definitely showing a slight bit more maturity today in not rushing decisions and kind of exploiting any errors that their opponents make, not rushing to get into the try box or make big decisions.
And just as we were singing Shujaa's praises, they are down to 6 men. It could be detrimental to them. Branson Mudigu will play no further role in this game. This is Ronnie Omondi. The men in support, not the best of deliveries. Shujaa have regrouped. That is Derek Maya just knocking off his opponent as he drives forward.
Looks like that was a very, very serious knock. Derek Mayar, not another player that anyone wants to stand in front of. Look at him with that big fend again. Arcadius Kwesa laid out on the pitch. The medics running on. And the Morans finding their way over the line.
No, just as we were singing praises for Shujaa, the Morans making it difficult. They score a try right at the death, 1917, with the conversion pending. That's the moment Shujaa went over. Hannington Wabwire grabbing his brace.
And the medics and the few officials huddled over Arcadius Kwesa.
Conversion sails wide. Play is yet to stop. As you catch a glimpse of the fans here, we will obviously also update you with the happenings on the field of play. Well, a confirmation of the full-time score. It is Shujaa ending Moran's reign as Safari.